There we go. Oh, new banners. I haven't been on the game in a few days. Hello, hello, Vix. Hello, Abby. I did see like 2 minutes of a video that apparently this girl is like worse than San Hua. But yeah, it's whatever. I don't plan to pull for her anyways. Hello, Bob. That's fine, Abby. Hello, hello, Mariah. Brant, is Phoebe before Brant? Does anybody know? I'd prefer if Brant was the last one in the patch, because I've low-key been slacking on playing Wuwa recently from being so focused on Honkai Star Rail. How in the world did this guy just like randomly spawn? And why are these characters so goddamn weak? No, I'm not going for Kirby. I'm skipping 3.1. I need to get Sunday, who is just straight up better than Tribby, and then I need to get his light cone and casters. Tribby's good, but it's I have other things to focus on. I can't start pulling every single new character. It's understandable, Harry. Oh, they added more bundles. Nice. See you later, Bob. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Shaking in the corner? Why? Are these bundles even good? Like, I'm not gonna buy them, but like, what is this? Like 18 pulls? I guess they are better than the normal stuff. Yo, Gabby, what's up, Buff? They have John Wick in here. Okay. Probably, Abby. Is that in Wuwa Doge? I'm not sure. However, if you're talking about like the Dark Swordsman and Honkai Star Rail that's supposed to be in the 3.1 MOC, I think he's pretty cool and interesting. But I'm not sure on like any new info about Wuwa. I already get so burnt out looking at Honkai Star Rail leaks all day and paying attention to them that I basically like tune out most of the Wuwa stuff. I'm doing good, guy. How about you? The Star Rail boss wielding a sword? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That one. Yeah, I think he's really cool. I saw some people theorizing that it might be Phanon. Although I'm not like completely sure on that stuff, you know what I'm saying? My day's going crazy now, huh? Yeah, he's significantly better, but like I think people keep overestimating him just because he got a buff. Like, yes, his buffs were significant, but like he was so ass before that I still don't even think he's the strongest, which is a good thing. But people like they saw the buffs and were like, "Oh my god, this guy's gonna power creep everyone." However, according to the testers, Aglaya actually does more blast damage than My Day does in their like respective best in slot teams. So Aglaya still does more damage than My Day. I think in his own MOC, he's probably better than Aglaya. Because in his own MOC, he has a 30% damage buff. But outside of it, I think Aglaya is stronger than My Day. Which means we have 3 DPSs in a row that are kind of like similar to each other, which is really good. I don't know if Hoyo's ever done that before. Maybe back when like Dylan Jing Liu were out. I'm not sure because I wasn't playing the game back then. Hello, Cam. Returned to Wuwa after getting fed up with HSR. They added so many amazing things that I personally wanted while I left. Yeah, it's really good. Aglaya's good. The thing with Aglaya though is just that you need like she really wants energy, like more so than My Day. Like for example, My Day doesn't need Woho on his team, not really. Like he doesn't need her. There's a lot of people who actually think like running a Gallagher might be better. However, what's it called? Like Aglaya has the highest energy ult cost in the entirety of the game. So in her best in slot team, I think she is the strongest DPS in the game. I like E0S0, E0S1. Um, yeah. Maide can still get buffs too, maybe. I mean, he could still get buffed, but I don't think it would be that crazy. Plus, another thing, something like people should realize is according to the testers, the light cone is like a 40% damage difference. Like going E0S0 on my day is a completely different story to E0S1. So do keep that in mind. Yeah, I'm still skipping noob. I'm going for casters. I'm like 100% confident casters will be the actual meta HP scaler. So I'd rather save my Jades for that. And plus, I need Sunday. I need to prioritize Sunday very much so because he's best in slot with every new DPS. Good luck, Castle. Yeah, like people over like my day received some buffs, and now he's as good as Herda and Aglaya. If not, like according to the testers, he's actually slightly weaker than both of them. And people think that like he's gonna break the game or some shit. I can't, man. Like I know there's Doom posting, but like there are people who do literally the opposite of Doom posting, where like they think every new character every time they get a buff is suddenly gonna like absolutely eclipse every previous DPS. Like they really don't understand how bad My Day needed that buff. He was so ass before. He was getting outperformed in his own MOC by like Acheron, Break Teams, Herda. Literally every single 2.x and above DPS was outperforming him in his own MOC. Will you pull Hyacine? Yes. Hopefully I can. I don't know if I will be able to like win the 50-50 on her because I will be cutting it close since I really want to prioritize Sunday's light cone. I want to get Sunday in his light cone plus casters. That's like my main goal. So we'll see. If I win like one early or if I don't lose 50-50s, then I could 100% probably get Hyacine. However, that's relying on luck, and I'm not one to usually rely on luck. I don't want to get my hopes up and hope I'm lucky just to not be lucky. That's how these gacha games get you. I saw my day clear every MOC with zero cycle with sustain. Yeah, that's fine. That's normal. Every other, like a Glay Unheard, I can do the exact same thing. Although every like you have to keep in mind that the current MOCs have the highest HP compared to the older MOCs. So the current MOCs, even like with the HP buff, he's going against like 15, 16 million health bosses or total health in the MOC, right? But in the old MOCs, like it's recently skyrocketed. Old MOCs are like 8 to 9 million. So even without the MOC buff, he Herda and Aglaya can all zero cycle with sustains in the older ones. Oh yeah, yeah. Hyacine probably will be able to use that speed Herda Lycone in the shop. Yeah, you're right because it gives speed, right? Can't wait for simple elite mobs to have 1 million plus HP. I mean, they already do, though. Like, I don't know what you mean by simple elite, but like just normal. Like, most elite mobs in the game currently do have over 1 million HP. They nerfed the current MOC HP by quite a bit. Yeah, but the buff isn't as easy. Like, Nikador when you break his spears, you get like a 2 to 300% damage increase. Like E0 S1 Herdas can hit damn near 4 million against Nikador. However, even though there's another boss with like a similar mechanic in the next MOC, it isn't as easy to take advantage of as like Nikador. So even if the HP is technically lower, the bosses have more difficult mechanics, and it's probably like the same difficulty, if not like slightly worse. Like for example, the Herda I believe can one cost zero cycle Nikador with a free to play team. I don't think she can do that against the what's it called, the boss in the 3.1 MOC. Like it's just not possible. Like the mechanics don't allow her to do the exact same thing because he's more like harder. What's up, ASAP? I've said it once before. I truly think that my day will end up being in the same situation that Dill was with his rerun in 2.0. Like, he reran, he was the strongest DPS in the game because of Sparkle. Everyone was saying, pull Dill. And then literally the next patch, Acheron drops. And she's just, like, astronomically better. Yes, Seb, I believe. Yeah, I've already seen V3 My Day clears. He's on a similar level to Aglaya and Herda, which is the best case scenario. If I'm wrong, I hope I'm wrong, right? I'm pulling Castris over My Day literally only because I like the dragon more, right? So I would gladly be wrong and Castris be the exact same strength as My Day, but very low chance, right? Very low chance. I'd also like to mention that the leakers specified the MOC HP inflation taking a break in 3.1 specifically, but they didn't say anything about afterwards. So, yeah, I think 3.1, they'll try to make My Day as strong as Herda and Aglaya, and then Castris will be a big DPS drop. Just a guess, though. No confirmation. His E2 is disgusting. The thing is, even though his E2 is disgusting, in certain situations it actually isn't. Like his E2 would be completely useless in any single target scenario. Or if he already does enough damage to adjacent targets to kill them without the E2, then it's literally making zero difference. Like his E2 is going to work for now really well because the end game is all AoE focused. However, the more I thought about it, I do think Herda's E2 is technically a lot more powerful than his. Which is fine. He doesn't need to get a stronger E2. That E2 is still very fucking strong. It makes him an AoE character as a destruction for when he gets Godslayer be God or something like that. But yeah. It does have some drawbacks if there's ever an MOC that becomes like single target again. Yeah, I will say it's a much bigger buff his extra turn. So in the video when I was covering their kits, I thought it was 100% action advance, but he literally just gets an extra turn and his normal like action value does not change. So it's actually way better than 100% action advance, which is really nice. I think that's the biggest game changer for him and why he's able to clear so much faster now compared to how he used to is because of that extra turn from Godslayer be God. Yeah, it's literally like a follow-up attack, exactly.
Luminous energy. Together we fight. Thunder guide us. Sacred light. I shall lead the way. Tear them to pieces. Time to wrap it up. No mercy. Now you behave. Thus it ends.
Really?
Heaven ordains. Banish all fights. Tear them to pieces. Together we fight. I shall lead the way. Evil be cleansed.
I hate these goddamn turtles. There we go. Is my day better than the Herda and most optimal teams? No, it's pretty even. They're like the same. And according to testers, Aglae on her best in slot team is still slightly better than my day. I hope 3.1 MOC isn't like 3 mil or 4 mil HP boss. I think the swordsman is 6 million, but he has a mechanic similar to Nikador. It's not as broken as Nikador's, but he does have 6 million HP and a mechanic to make it slightly easier. Yeah, but I'm not completely sure how often she gets energy ben. Like every single tribute showcase I've seen so far of V3 has had her with her light cone, which gives her like a shit ton of energy back. So I'm not actually sure like outside of like without the light cone and with a DDD that doesn't regenerate her energy. Like I don't know how often she's actually able to spam it. With her signature, she spams the ultimate like every 2 fucking seconds. It's insane. I swear it's more than 2.6, Ben. Like way more if I remember correctly. It's 2.6 mil for only one phase. In total, it's 5.2 million. So they actually nerfed this MOC's HP. So in the older versions, it had a total of 15 million health, but now it's down to around 14 million. Oh, so it takes her 3 turns to get ult off with DDD as her Lycone. That's annoying. That's actually pretty annoying. So you don't have 100% uptime on the 30% vulnerability field, which is yeah, that's probably bad. Yeah, Cam, I understand that. I'm glad I got lucky enough to get E2S1 Herda. I'm really glad. That's just fucking I don't even have to worry about shit anymore. I can just wait for a Nox or a Tribute to get a rerun, instantly pick them up, and my Herta does twice the performance. Herta's gonna last me a long fucking time. Yeah, the issue is like I understand a lot of people have Bronya Lycone, but personally I don't have Bronya Lycone. And a lot of other people don't have Bronya Lycone either. But yeah, I'm not pulling for Tribby anyway, so I could care less. I think I will do this. I will put in like 20 to 30 pulls. If I get in early, sure. If I don't, then I'm just fucking fully skipping. And I'm not pulling on my day at all. I mean, maybe if you run a sustain on Quid Pro Quo, like let's say you run Gallagher on Quid Pro Quo, maybe you could get Tribby's ult off in 2 turns more often, but you have to deal with the RNG. What's up, Jordan? 60 or no balls. Tribby is a must pull. Tribby is not a fucking must pull. You know who's actually a must pull currently? Sunday. I need to save my pulls for Sunday. I am not using them on Tribby. My Herda will have to do with a Robin for now. It is what it is. However, she's E2S1, so she shouldn't be fucking complaining in the first place. I have to get Sunday, his Lycone, Castris, then I have to get Hyacine and literally the patch right fucking after. It's just too much at once. Do you need Sunday Lycone? No, but it helps like a shit ton. Like Sunday is a completely different character with his Lycone. He goes from skill point neutral to more skill point positive than Sparkle. Regenerates more energy back and gives I think like a decent amount of damage boost on top of all of that as well with just his Lycone. Like his Lycone is better than any of his Eidolons. I'm not going to use Sunday with the Herda. I'm going to use Sunday with Castris. Because Castris' best in slots are going to be Remembrance MC and Sunday. Sunday's Lycone isn't needed. That's only the case for comps where skill points are like not an issue. Like for example, My Day, because of My Day not using skill points at all, like I'm gonna be honest, that's literally the only reason why running Sunday without a Lycone is actually like semi doable with him. But like any DPS that actually uses skill points and there's another character on the team that also uses skill points, you're usually going to want his Lycone. Because otherwise you're going to be running into skill point issues. Yeah, Wrath, bro. I can't wait for Castris. That anime, like, I don't give a shit what anyone says. I know they changed My Day's animations. They upgraded it. But, oh my god. Castris's animations specifically are in a fucking world of their own. It isn't even fucking close. I'm not sure, Zen. I don't think that's the case, though, Zen. Because Amphorius is supposedly going to last the entirety of the 3.x patches. So it wouldn't make sense for them to just randomly stop with Remembrance characters. I use my Herda with Lingshaw, not Aventurine. Lingshaw performs better than Aventurine in most cases for me. Unless it's like that APOC True Sting. That's the only time I use Aventurine because he's imaginary weak. Linkshot just does significantly more like stacks and regenerating energy than Aventurine does. Unless it's like something that attacks him over and over again. Oh, you just pulled Linkshot yesterday. Nice, Wrath. Yeah, I think Linkshot is like I'm gonna be honest. Herda is good with like pretty much every single limited sustain, or like at least the most meta ones, like Aventurine, Whoa, like Linkshot. Like she does good with all of them. Whoa is the worst because she's not skill point neutral or skill point positive. But Aventurine and Linkshot are genuinely like really close for Herda. Did you get E2 Herda? Yeah. Yeah, Wrath. I've been telling people this so much, but like I understand Linkshot isn't the craziest pull for like MOC performance, but when it comes to Apocalyptic Shadow and as well as like Pure Fiction, I there it's not even close in my opinion. I think Linkshot is just straight up the best sustain in the game by like a mile in the other two modes. But in MOC 100%, I see people argue Aventurine. I can see it. Bronya is significantly worse than Sunday with my day, like significantly worse. Yeah, Wrath. Like I don't even have a super break team to really take advantage of her like that, but the damage she outputs on a super break team is crazy sometimes. Oh, really? You like Whoa more in Pure Fiction? Some showcases with V3 My Day was Sparkle clear MOC 12 in 2 cycles, and those Sparkle Sims. You want to know the funny thing though, Buzz? The funny thing is that once again, outshined by the fucking standard 5 star, there are already showcases of My Day. Instead of Sparkle, they use Bronya, and it's also 2 cycles. Like they're basically Sparkle is on the same level as a Bronya for My Day, and then Sunday is like completely better than those two by a mile. Understandable, noob. 2 cycles isn't bad for a free to play team. Oh no, I know. 2 cycles isn't bad, but the thing is that Sunday makes it 0 cycles. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you get a Sunday and you run a Sunday with your My Day, he's gonna last like twice as long compared to if you just never pulled Sunday and kept using Sparkle and Bronya. That's the value that Sunday brings to the table. No, you don't exactly need E1 Bronya for My Day. Like, My Day is skill point neutral. He doesn't use skill points at all. So it's actually doable to use a Bronya on My Day's team, even without the Enelons. Like, if you've ever seen, like, when you watch My Day and his best in slot team with Sunday, even with Ho skilling every single turn, they're always at max skill points, like 99% of the time. Like, because My Day doesn't consume skill points, there's a shit ton of excess. Yeah, I do think Castris will probably be SP neutral or SP negative, most likely SP negative. But they'll likely use that as an excuse to make her significantly stronger than My Day. That's just my guess. Like, My Day doesn't consume skill points, so he's very support friendly, but it could be his one downfall, an excuse for Hoyo to make Castro stronger. I'm at 40 pity. Do you think I can get Face Out E2? I'm at E1. Probably not. I think there's only like 12 days on Herta's banner left. But hey, I believe in you, man. Hey, good luck. Good luck. I hope you get her early. I actually recently saw a sustainless zero cycle in the 3.1 MOC with Fei Xiao, Robin, and Tribby and Mose. So it seems like Tribby, because of the buff she got, is straight up like a best in slot for sustainless Fei Xiao teams. I'm saying, Chad, like I made like 2 videos telling people, please save your pulls for Sunday. Even if you can't get him now, save your pulls on his rerun. Every single new DPS is going to want Sunday. Nobody believed me. Oh, just wait till the Robin comes out, right? The Robin of 3.x. But literally every single upcoming DPS has Sunday as a best in slot. Like, it's so fucking bad. I'd also like to say, I'm not actually sure on this, but I think currently, like without Tribby in the game, Sunday is the best in slot support for E2 S1 Herda as well. I've kind of realized this after getting her E2, but being able to be instantly action advanced by Sunday and constantly use the enhanced skill over and over again is very, very valuable with E2. Well, the thing is, Starlight, that they can just make a remembrance character that supports. Like, remembrance is literally like an amalgamation of different. Like, Hyacine will be a healer, Castros will be a DPS as remembrance. Remembrance MC is a support. Basically, he's basically a harmony as remembrance. So they don't have to make a new harmony. They just have to make a remembrance support that's limited and better than RMC. And that could possibly, like, I guess, get rid of Sunday in the meta. But then again, Sunday would still be like the second best in slot for like 90% of all DPSs in the game. Yeah, Hyacine is basically going to be a healer, but remembrance. I've already said this before, but I'm hoping she does more than heal. And on top of all of that, as well supports like HP scalers. Since she's remembrance and not stuck to abundance. I'm really hoping that's like what happens. Because these HP scalers still don't have a single fucking dedicated support after like damn near 2 years. E2 the Herder probably has some nasty sustainless comps. I have no doubt. I have no doubt. Her uptime is really high on the enhanced skill. Zen, you don't need max stacks for the ice damage boost when you have E2. You only need 28 stacks because E1 does 50% extra interpretation. You don't need max stacks. That's why. So you only need 28 stacks, which means like one small Herda turn or one small Herda ult plus the ult damage that comes before the enhanced skill would instantly put you at like 28. So it's actually very easy to get the ice damage bonus. Yeah, the Herda is very fun. Like I wouldn't have pulled for her if I didn't get lucky on the Lycone, right? But man, it feels good. It feels really good playing her. I really enjoy it. How are you getting 13 stacks in one action with a Sunday setup? Ling Sha, small Herda. Ling Sha has ult, which can hit all enemies on field. She has Fu Yuan, which hits all enemies on field. And the E as well hits all enemies on field. And then small Herda small Herda or Serval get their ult every 2 turns. And as well do follow-ups. Small Herda follow-ups almost every single time that big Herda uses her ult. So it's very, very easy. Trust me. I have the E2S1 Herda. It's very rare. It happens, don't get me wrong. But it is like very, very rare where I don't have like basically max stacks 100% of the time. Like not even 28. Like I'm talking max stacks. And I'm using Remembrance MC with the 100% action advance. Also, if you go on YouTube, like anyone who, like most people who do like E2S1 the Herda showcases, they do it with Sunday over any other support because the action advance means a lot from Sunday. I agree that the light cones are kind of eh, but the thing is, they're just making light cones similar to signature weapons in Wuwa at this point. Like the light cones are making a lot bigger of a difference in DPS's performance than like ever before. Like Acheron was the first sign of this, but like these 3.x characters are on a different level. Yeah, Zen, yeah, it's understandable, yeah. I think if you optimize it well enough, like you basically never run into that issue, Zen. Yeah, exactly, Ben. Like sometimes without Sundays like in constant AA like multiple times in a cycle, like Herda doesn't dish out enough damage sometimes to get like the boss will be at like 5% HP for me at times. Like 5-10%. One extra turn from Sunday would have already just cleaned that up at E2S1. They need to remove autoplay on my day. I don't think they're gonna remove it. I don't think they're gonna remove it at all. Like they very clearly just want it to be in his kit, like story wise, like he goes berserk and he's like raging. I don't think they're gonna change that at all. I don't think Castris is like. Actually, no. I do think Castris will be just as Lycone dependent on like these other like. Let's say my day, right? My day, according to the testers, gets like a 40% damage fall off without the Lycone. Like, I would not be surprised if Castris was kind of the same, but I hope that it can be made up for by getting like a best in slot support down the line. You know what I'm saying? If it is an Acheron situation, I am kind of fucked. So I'm personally hoping it isn't like that. But hey, it is what it is. I'll just get the Lycone on a rerun or something in the future. At the end of the day, I am prioritizing E0S1 Sunday over like Castris plus her Lycone. So if I only have an E0S0 Castris, if any future DPS is stronger than Castris and as well uses Sunday as a best in slot, I could instantly pick them up and perform better. So that is the plus of investing more into Sunday than investing like super hard into Castris. Pull Castris Lycone with one pity. You've done this before. Unfortunately, life. I don't think life is exactly gonna work that way. I mean, My Day isn't meant to be the big seller. Like that's the thing, right? I truly believe Casterus, the banner right after My Day, is actually the big seller. You can tell by the animations how they hype her up in the story. She's gotten her own planar set and relic set tailor made for her. Like this is literally just Acheron all over again. Like straight up, it's just Acheron all over again with Casterus. Exactly, noob, exactly. Like Sunday S1 is just way too good. Like way too good. I could never like just give it up. Yeah, exactly. Casterus and Phanon are basically gonna be like the Acheron and Firefly of 3.x. Although if I remember correctly, I'm not sure how accurate it is, but I remember leakers like a little while ago mentioning that Phanon might also have like an extra turn mechanic similar to My Day. So that can make him broken if he ends up being better than My Day. Who knows? Yeah, exactly. She'll probably 100% power creep My Day. We just don't know by how much. Or like it literally this applies to her during Naglia as well. Like 100% casters is just gonna be stronger. I've already put my guess down. I think last time I guessed like 25 to 30%. I'm still probably sticking with that. However, as I've mentioned in like the video I made yesterday after my V3 and My Day one, where I was talking about how people call anything power creep for no reason, um, they that 25 to 30% damage increase becomes much larger when they get best in slot supports. Like every time, the moment a strongest DPS also gets best in slot supports, like the difference becomes more and more massive. So I do think since Castris is like that big DPS drop, she'll probably get her own Zhao Q at some point. Whether that be Sunday, I don't know if Sunday's like already basically the Zhao Q for her. Might be since she's at such low fucking speed, but I do think that's something to 100% consider. Is My Day on par with the best DPS right now? Yes. My Day's on par with Aglaia and Herda. When's her leaks coming? In 3.1, basically. It's usually like a day before the patch drops that people start like putting out some leaks usually. And then a day after that is usually like actually like good in gameplay like test leaks of the V1. I I'm going to predict it right now, right? The way you can tell that they want to make a character sell, unlike My Day and Herda, who were like a lot weaker their V1, I'll bet my soul on this, right? When Castrus's V1 comes out, she will be the strongest DPS, even with the V1. 100%. She will release as the strongest DPS in the V1 because they're actually trying to make her stronger and not weaker. Like I can almost promise this. when they try to make a character stronger than the rest, they usually end up overtuning it a little too much in the beginning. And when they try to make characters weaker, they undertune it and then over or start tuning it better later on. Like that's almost always the case.
Soar against the winds.
I hope Gastris is weaker than the herd at her release. I mean, that's some copium, brother. That's some copium. But hey, the thing is, my day, like any my day so called support, will likely be a better support for Casters. That's kind of the thing. Since they're both HP scalers, they both benefit from like taking as many turns as possible. Like any support that would benefit my day would probably benefit Casters more. What's up, yeah, Bri? Casters' best in slot team, like at least for the two supports, the leakers have said the two supports she wants the most are Remembrance MC and Sunday. So Sunday plus Remembrance MC, and then probably Hyacine in 3.3. That's probably going to be her best in slot team for a long time. I'm sure Remembrance MC will end up getting like replaced in the future by like a better true damage support. So Remembrance MC would be like probably the only person who gets replaced in that comp at some point.
May I pray for anything specific for you? It would be my honor.
Kind of think I think Castris's Memo Sprite will actually be slow. However, I think this is the reason why Sunday and Remembrance MC are so important on her team, is because they both action advance Memo Sprites as well as the wearer. So that's likely why Sunday and Remembrance MC are her best in slot supports. It's straight up because they can both action advance her and the Memo Sprite while she's at like a low ass speed. That's just my assumption though. I'm not completely sure. I also wonder whether or not she's going to have a unique ult mechanic, like let's say Fei Xiao or Acheron, or if she's also going to be energy hungry.
To lead the way.
I mean, it's not really surprising, Ale. Like the Fugue just released in 2.7, it makes sense. Like they don't want to instantly the next MOC make Super Break look bad. Like look at Fei Xiao. Fei Xiao was getting glazed by the MOC like enemies for like two or three patches. And then all of a sudden it completely turns AoE to favor the Herda and she performs significantly worse. I mean, Sunday isn't supposed to be there for only energy, Mariah. Like, it's fine. Like, the reason people use Sunday is his action advance and his buffs. The HP scalers don't use attack, and Sunday doesn't have a single attack buff in his kit. Like, people don't use Sunday for the 20% energy unless they're running like a Glare or something. Like, the energy is just like a side thought. No, I agree though. I agree. I think it has a higher likelihood of her being energy, but like it's not like her not being energy ran on her ultimate is suddenly gonna make Sunday like ass with her. Like 20% energy is like the lowest buff he gives for anything on his kit. RMC gives buffs based off energy. I know, but he just straight up okay. The main reason people will use Remembrance MC and Sunday for the Remembrance DPS is because they action advance memo sprites. I've already said I understand it, right? She'll likely be energy cost on ult. However, energy cost, like her not having any energy cost, would be like a very, very minimal change. You have 20% crit rate, then 10% crit rate from Remembrance MC, 32% crit rate from the Relic set, Sunday's damage bonus, and his buffs to summons as well. Um, skill point positivity, shit ton of action advance every time Sunday takes a turn. Like it's just like, you know what I'm saying? There's no way she has 1,000 energy. No, too much.
Onwards. A different approach.
Yeah, Zen, but okay, guys. The main appeal of Remembrance MC and Sunday is the action advance on memo sprites. The only other support in the game who can do that is Robin. However, Robin's attack buffs literally don't apply at all. So, like, yes, technically Remembrance MC and Sunday would be nerfed. However, she'd still be like the strongest DPS in the game nonetheless if she had a special ult mechanic. Like, she straight up still would be. And Sunday and Remembrance MC would still be best in slots because they can action advance the memo sprite.
As far as the eye can see.
I'm pretty sure he AAs both, Ben. I think.
May I pray for
Oh, wait, I'm not on Honkai Star Rail. But I'm pretty sure he AAs both.
all paths converge.
Oh, his buffs apply to both, but his... Okay, yeah. I got it mistaken. That's my bad. The buffs apply to both. However, the thing does not apply to both. The action advance. Yeah. You guys are right. That's my mistake.
I shall lead the way. Heaven ordained. Banish all vice. Embrace the change.
I mean, ignore weakness isn't even that crazy. Like, I'm going to be honest. Like, DPSs have been ignoring weakness for a while at this point. Or, like, Firefly implants her own weakness for fucking free. Like, it wouldn't be surprising at all. Although, I don't know if they do that, because I heard Noxa is likely going to have implant weakness in his kit. So, if that's true, it would literally get rid of the point of Noxa. Literally, the next fucking banner. The thing is, it's very easily possible. They always take things one step further once we go into like a new arc of patches. And 2.x, most DPSs have been ignoring weakness. Like most of them. Hello, Cheerful. What do you mean most? There's only 3? Firefly can implant. Boot Hill can as well implant and I think ignore with his skill. Acheron, I think, as well ignores weakness. And those are like the 3 main meta DPSs throughout the entirety of the 2.x patches. Like, obviously, the next arc of patches with those meta DPSs, literally the Acheron of 3.x, can very easily get the exact same thing. Yeah, Rappa as well has ignore weakness. Yeah, you're right. Like there's multiple DPSs in 2.x where weakness barely means shit. B3 Tribby is good, but I'm just not pulling her because Sunday is probably going to be on Castrus's banner. I think V3 Tribby's fine. She's genuinely a good pull. Probably going to be even better than Robin than she was before for like a lot of the upcoming DPSs. But I still have to focus on Sunday. I think Sunday's the better pull. Yeah, I know Fei Xiao ignores. Yeah, I think I already mentioned Fei Xiao. Like most of the 2.x meta DPSs can literally just ignore weakness or implant it. It wouldn't be crazy at all for the Acheron of the 3.x patches to do the same thing. No, I'm going for Sunday's Lycone, not Eidolon's. Sunday's Lycone is way more important than any of his Eidolons. Can't believe they put Silver Wolf out of a job. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. Uh, People, I don't know why. Like I always talk about this, right? But people have too much confidence in a DPS or like a character lasting like forever. Like there really is no such thing as future proof in these gotcha games. Whenever someone tells you that a character is future proof, that basically means at max they'll be meta for like a year. And that's it. Like Robin didn't even last a year, and most of these 3.x DPSs are already not going to use Robin in the slightest. They're all going to use Tribby or Sunday or like a mix of both. But Robin for sure lasted, I think, like the longest at like the very top of the game. Yeah, Sunday will probably have a rerun with Castrus. That's the most likely. It makes the most sense. They reran Ruan Mei with Firefly. They reran what's it called? Robin for Fei Xiao. They'll rerun Sunday for Castrus. It's 3 patches later, which also fits perfectly with like Robin and Fei Xiao. Yeah, RMC is better than Sparkle in quite a lot of situations. But especially for like even the old DPSs, it's close. I think a Sparkle at E0 S0 straight up loses though. With Lycone or Eidolon, I think she is better than Remembrance MC. But against the newer DPSs who can take way better advantage of Remembrance MC, like, you really need a higher investment sparkle to compete with Remembrance MC at all. Yeah, he has better action advance. He has better buffs. Like, oh my goodness. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good, Dan. That's what I'm gonna run when I get my Casterus because I'm skipping Tribby. I'm gonna be running that exact same team, and I'm gonna replace my Remembrance MC with Robin. It should be fine. Yeah, the signature does make a pretty big difference because Robin without her Lycone or her like E2 makes getting her ult up consistently significantly more difficult. Like, people watch Mr. Pokey with his E2S1 Robin be able to like instantly ult every time she gets out of it. But like, that is incredibly unrealistic. Without the Lycone and without the E2, 90% of the time there's going to be like significant downtime on Robin's ultimate. Unless you get like the craziest luck ever with like a quid pro quo Gallagher and everything goes into fucking Robin. The animals in the game look so beautiful. Yeah, they look really cool. I really love them. I've always praised Wuwa for its graphics. It's definitely one of, if not the best in any gacha game currently. I mean, you can 100% go for Robin E1, but me personally, I don't know if I'd recommend it. Because I think Hoyo is going down a path where they're making attack scaling significantly less important for the new DPSs. Like, even Herda, who can use attack scaling and benefit from it, like, it doesn't compare to Remembrance MC's true damage or Sunday.
I should lead the way. Forgive me.
DLSS4, isn't that for like the 50 series of graphics cards? I'd never buy that shit. That shit's a complete scam. Holy fuck. What is it? Like every 2 or 3 years we get new graphics cards, and you're telling me it's only like 5 to 10% better than the old ones, when the old ones are cheaper because they're older. Like, oh my goodness. Well, yeah, Wrath. Sometimes you do get that feeling to just like you wish you could wail. But like content creators, they make the money back. That's the thing. Especially like the bigger ones. Like they very easily make the money back on characters they spend for because they get so much content out of it. Or they just do it for fun and their chat basically pays them. Like, gacha communities are much more willing to giving money to their content creators than like most other communities. So it's very easy for like well-sized content creators to wail on characters. Not even including sponsorships. Yeah. Oh no, 100%. Like, the thing about Hoyo is that they'll always put way more focus on their newer game. So when HSR was the newest game out for Hoyo, they put older focus on HSR and put like Genshin on the back burner. But now that ZZZ is out, they're going all out for ZZZ, giving ZZZ all the quality of life that Genshin and HSR players want, and leaving the other two with like worse shit, right? Because what they want at the end of the day is for you to say, oh, I'm tired of Genshin. Let me go to HSR for an easier time. And then when you see ZZZ's easier and ZZZ has better quality of life, oh, I'm sick of HSR. Let me go to ZZZ. And you're stuck in this cycle where you're basically just being manipulated by Hoyo to go from one of their games to another. Like, I'm pretty sure ZZZ currently is getting significantly more free to play pulls compared to HSR. And HSR is already like miles ahead of Genshin. Well, yeah, the 50-50 system is ass, but like most gotcha games have that, so. What's up, Celestial? What are we talking about? Nothing much. Just whatever appears in the chat. Currently, we're talking about people being manipulated by Hoyo because every single newer game they make gets more attention and more quality of life. Though, I do have to say, I think ZZZ's power creep might be worse than Honkai Star Rails down the line. Because I have heard that Miyabi is basically like an Acheron tier drop, and apparently Astra Yao is also very similar. So the game hasn't even been out for a year. Acheron at least came out a year later. S rank Onby is hype as fuck. Yeah. No, it is, Ben. It is. Like, they're 100% smart for it. Like, they just make more and more and more money because these gotcha games are pretty low effort for the most part. Like, the amount of money they invest into a patch compared to the money they make back in a patch is usually like a tenfold return. Astra Yao is like Robin. Oh, really? Damn. Damn. Oh my god. HSR needs a real competitor. I've already said it before, but Kuro very badly needs to remake PGR. Like, the amount of people who are even aware PGR exists are like barely fucking any, right? Like most people, including me, I only started hearing about PGR because of Wuwa. And PGR on PC has the worst controls of any game I've ever played. Like straight up the worst controls on the planet for PC on a fucking PGR. Like if they just remade PGR, I swear to God it would fucking bang. Like so it would literally fucking bang, bro. I know some PGR players would probably hate it because then that means their older game would probably get less support if like maybe no support at all. But literally, they could very easily compete with HSR if they just remade PGR, focused on making the graphics like the same as Wu was. It doesn't have to be better. And what's it called? Like fixing the controls on like other platforms. Like PGR, like it looks like a cool game. I wanted to give it a try at some point, but I don't have enough space on like my iPad. I don't like playing like games like that on a phone. It's just too crampy for me. So I downloaded on my iPad, but my iPad literally cannot handle having HSR, Wuwa, and that as well, like all on top of it at the same time. PGR is not a turn based. It doesn't have to be turn based. They could make it turn based, a new turn based game. They could easily complete with HSR. But I like the way PGR is, and I think it would give HSR just straight up competition because PGR is a lot more time convenient, similar to HSR. Like I'd actually say it's probably more similar to ZZZ in a way, kinda. Well, yeah, they're happy in their little community, but like the point is to like make a better game that is significantly more popular and has a larger player base. Like they could just very easily do that if they just made a new PGR and revamped it. Like once again, like on mobile the controls are fine. Everyone tells me they can play fine on mobile, but on controller or keyboard, that game is damn near fucking unplayable. Like you'd probably have to spend weeks on end to like even get semi decent at the game compared to a mobile player. Nice, Celestial. Eating? I'm not eating anything. Um, what's it called? So I've been drinking diet soda every time I go to the convenience store lately, but I haven't had anything with sugar. Like in terms of like a soda or something like that, I haven't had it in like months on end. So I went to the store today. Their soda thing was like out of order, and I got a slushy for the first time in like 4 months or some shit, and it tastes pretty good. That's what I'm eating or technically drinking currently. If you're asking me what I'm gonna eat later on, probably like fish and like rice, and I might make beans so I can eat the. I like rice and beans a lot more than just rice by itself. Only 4 months? I think going 4 months without drinking any sugar and any like drink or soda is actually pretty good. I don't think I can. Like this convenience store makes the straws so fucking huge. Like it's kind of hard to get like any slurp like at all. Oh no, it is slushies, but it is as well sugar wrath. Like I've been on like a no drinking like anything with sugar in it, or at least like a high amount of sugar, for like months and months on end. And then I haven't had a slushy as well in that time. Although I think I haven't had I think it's been longer than 4 months to be honest. Like I can't give an exact time frame. I don't remember when I last drank one, but it's been a long fucking time. Those big straws in American movies aren't fake. The straws used to be like half the size. It's just that they suddenly made them like a million times bigger for no reason. Thank you, Mango. Hope you have a good night. Yeah, Wrath. I don't like drinking sugar that too often. Like, especially in my family, I think a few people in my family have had diabetes at this point. And I'd rather not get that, you know what I'm saying? Like even when it comes to like things like chocolate, I'm not gonna lie, I don't like chocolate. I'll eat it once in a while, but I barely eat candy or chocolate anymore either. White chocolate is probably my favorite, but even that, I get tired of it. Are you happy with the new HSR leaks? Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really affect me at the end of the day. I'm mostly just like a spectator for the leaks, um, hoping for my day pullers to get a good my day. Blade will do 1 million in damage in MOC, I swear. Oh my god, 1 million damage by Blade. I genuinely don't think that will ever happen. Like, even if they were to make 3 dedicated max HP supports, he would still do like 600k or something. Maybe with Eidolons. I think with Eidolons and like Lycones and high investment, maybe. I mean, it happens, Blaziken. I think I had to go to 80 pity, if not more. I think I had to go to like 81 or 82 pity for E2 Herda. No, I haven't tried Dubai chocolate. I have no interest in that shit, not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure it's just a gimmick. Like, plus, as I said before, I don't really like eating chocolate like that. The last time I had a chocolate bar was maybe like a month ago. It was like some small Aero bar that my grandma just gave me because she said I could have it, so I just ate it. Whale alert? Yeah, I got E2 Herda on stream. I think the last stream or the one previous. I got E2 Herda on stream. I won the 50-50 again. Yeah, exactly, Ben. The best case scenario is that all future DPS releases continue to be similar in power level to like My Day, Herda, and Aglaya, but that's not gonna happen because they want casters to sell. They kind of want casters to sell. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they will probably make casters significantly stronger. My polling plan is all over the place. Not really. I did say I might go for Triby over the E2. However, the thing is that E2 Herda is damn near like a double damage increase per cycle. Like it's that big of a difference. And against 5 mobs, it actually is a 100% damage increase per cycle. So I think Triby, even though Triby is really good for the Herda, she is not that strong. Like it's not that big of a difference. And either way, Harmonies usually rerun faster than DPSs. Like Herda will probably take 4 or 5 patches to rerun. Triby might rerun in 3, same as Sunday and Robin. E1, I think E1 for Herda is like a 20 to 30% damage increase. I think it's around there. Zhao Q and Ruan Mei. I was actually thinking about this, but My Acheron is E1S1. So if Acheron ever gets like another rerun in the future and Jiaoqiu gets reran, I could literally just get Jiaoqiu, then pull Acheron once, and I'd have an E2S1 Acheron with a Jiaoqiu. But then I realized that there's no way I'd be able to afford that because Jiaoqiu is probably going to rerun soon. I am all in my day, bro. I currently have 70 pulls and planning to go for E2S1 my day. What? How the fuck are you gonna get E2S1 my day with only 70 pulls? I mean, good luck. And would get Sunday at his like code if I win the 50-50. Good luck to your summons. Thank you so much, Haru. I wish you luck on your own pulling plan, man. It's gonna be a pretty close stretch. I mean, if I got Herta's Lycone at one pity and won the 75-25, anything can happen. Thoughts on Hyacinth being a Remembrance healer? I'm happy. I'm really happy. I think her being Remembrance means she could also possibly have like support capabilities for the max HP scalers alongside her healing, which I would very, very much appreciate.
Forgive me. Soar against the winds.
Get Caster's LC at one pity trust. The good thing about winning Herta's Lycone at one pity is that the other 9 pulls count towards pity. So I'm technically 9 pity in on the Lycone banner. So I don't have to spend as many pulls on Sunday's Lycone as I would have had to otherwise. Nice, Haru. Nice, noob. I think E2 Herta took me like 200 plus pulls. Like, it's worth it at the end of the day because I got the Lycone, but I ended up going to soft pity literally every single time I pulled for the Herta. I used my guarantee, got her at like 70 something. Then for the E1, it was once again like 70 something, like late 70s. And then for the E2, it was 80 pity. I had to go to soft pity every time. $200 for E2S1 is very good. Oh, yeah, I know. It is very good. Although,
As far as the eye can see.
the sad thing is that I had to use a lot of Starlight. I kind of, I was really hoping, you know, I wanted to be a little more greedy. I was hoping for like one early between the 3 Herta pulls. So I could like save more for Sunday's light cone. 200 for E1. Oh no, it's 200 for E2S1, not E1S1. E1S1 was like 150. It's actually more like, so 70 plus 70 plus 80. It's like 220 pulls for E2S1. Yeah, if you lose 150-50, that automatically sets you back like 70 to 80 if you go to soft pity again. So, what really matters at the end of the day are winning the 50-50s, and like even getting an early usually isn't as good unless you get it like incredibly early. Like you have to get it under 40 pity for it to really like even compare.
A different approach.
If I do somehow win both the 50-50 on Sunday and Castris, I think I could 100% get Hyacine. Or maybe even like a Castris Lycone if she's dependent on it. But I'm not gonna rely on that, so there's 0 point. How good is 160 plus for E2S1? Like incredibly good. That's usually how much the average player would need to get two copies of a character, even if they won the 50-50s. So that's like really, really good. The thing is, though, Blad, like, Ling Sha, like, I say this a lot, you're probably just going to put her in your second team anyways. And outside of MOC, she has, like, the highest value of any sustain in the game. Like she completely carried my Fei Xiao comp on the Fantilia side in APOC, and in Pure Fiction she basically kills like half the mobs herself. Plus, don't you have a Herda as well? I'm pretty sure you have a Herda. Linkshot is best in slot with Herda. If I get a Castris on the first 10 pull, then I'm probably pulling a Noxa. And that's probably what would happen. Instead of waiting for his rerun, I just straight up pull him. How does your Link Shot kill in Pure Fiction? Against the small enemies, whenever she breaks, she does significantly more damage. And what's it called? Like, almost all the enemies are fire weak on that one side of Pure Fiction. So she, like, almost always gets breaks with Fuyuan in the ult. And the damage boost from the grip mechanic allows her to kill, like, the small mobs incredibly easily. Like, it isn't difficult in the slightest. Even without crit shot, like, she still kills. Yeah. Like, especially in the current Pure Fiction, she's like a complete carry. She's basically putting in just as much work as my Herda. Well, actually, that's a bit of a stretch, but she's definitely like the second best putting in the most work. Herda dedicated support? That's literally just Tribby. That's basically just Tribby. Tribby's the dedicated support for Herda. And Anoxa will probably be another support that's not dedicated for her, but probably best in slot for her when he releases. Yeah, Zen. On the fire weak side, and especially like small enemies, their toughness bar is like non existent. It's incredibly easy to break it. That's why people are able to do the like infinite fugue and Himiko like thing because it just keeps breaking and breaking and breaking. Yeah, I do think Tribby will replace Ruan Mei in basically every team but Break. It's probably the most likely case scenario. But then again, like I truly do think that the Honkai Star Rail devs made Ruan Mei like very niche for break in 1.6 on her release on purpose because they knew they were going to do Super Break in 2.x. So she still has value in Super Break nonetheless. Yeah, Ruan Mei for the most part has already been replaced by like other supports in most teams simply because she has no action advance and her buffs are pretty much like
I shall explain.
they're not crazy enough to justify the no action advance. But Triby's a bit of a different story, and especially her Enelons, like that shit is just miles better than anything Ruan Mei has. Like 18% defense ignore for the entire party, like non-stop if you have her what's it called? Like ult up consistently. And the E1 is 24% true damage. Like it's not even close. Yeah, the 50% weakness break efficiency increase with having a Ruan Mei on your team does make a pretty significant difference. Yeah, I think Ruan Mei lasted long enough to be honest. Like Ruan Mei released in 1.6, we're now going into like 3.1. Like it's already been like a year since she released. I think it's like fine. Like completely fine. I actually don't have any complaints. Like I think that is way better than like compared to the DPS power creep where it's like like 2 3 patches there are already DPS like 30 40 50% stronger and they also get better best in slot supports. Yeah, exactly, Buff. Like when Ruan Mei first released, she was the first limited harmony in the game, like the first one. So it was a really like significant and important drop at the time. But now we've gotten like Sparkle. I mean, I just ignore I said Sparkle. We've gotten like Robin. We have Tribby now. We have Sunday. Like these guys are a tier above Ruan Mei these days.
Forgive me.
Yeah,
Onwards.
like the number one weakness of break teams will always be trying to get through the toughness bar. So her value will forever be like very high in super break teams. Japard and his shield, yep. Nice Wrath. Nice. You pulling Rakia? No. I don't care about Rakia. Not only was I never interested in her, but even currently, apparently her performance is like a lot worse than people expected.
Forgive me.
And apparently, even San Hua is better in a lot of cases. So, yeah, I don't really care for pulling Rakia. Like, I saw a video of Pride one getting some shit Because I think they put Rakia in tier 1. Alright, guys, I'm going to end the stream here. Very, very short stream. My shortest one in a while. However, I am hungry. I haven't eaten all day. I am drinking this slushy, but that's literally all I've had today. So I appreciate you all stopping by. Appreciate the, topics, conversations. I always love talking with you guys about stuff like this. That's why I stream in the first place. And peace.